Right. Hello and welcome along. Donncha and Tommy here. The live shows are almost there. Donncha, we're getting nervous. We've got Limerick next week and Dublin, then Belfast and Cork the following week. Lots to look forward to. If you're coming along, we can't wait to see you there. But if not, make sure to grab yourself a ticket. I think there's still a few tickets left for Limerick and for Cork. Donncha, give them a final shout out.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're in Limerick next Wednesday night. It's going to be a great night. We've got Barry Murphy and Keith Earl. So if you're around Limerick next Thursday night, do come along. There's still, I think there may be a few tickets for Dublin. I think it is sold out though. But then we are back in Cork on Friday the 13th. And I'm telling you, you're going to love it. We've got the Frankham Walters. We've got Simon Zebo. And we've got one of Cork's greatest. We have Roy Keane's hero, the brilliant Jimmy Barry Murphy. It's going to be a wild night. Get to Cork on the 13th.
The Offload Live, it's going to be a cracker. Can't wait to see you there and at the matches over the weekends as well. Make sure to like and subscribe. Let's get into the pod. Vodafone are the main sponsors of the Irish rugby team, and we have some exciting news.
Yes, Tommy boy, drum roll please. The Offload is delighted to be joining the team of us.
Vodafone is, of course, about bringing fans closer than ever to the team, building the most connected fan rugby base around.
Yes, Vodafone has powered some of Irish rugby's greatest moments, from winning championships to creating history in New Zealand and South Africa. And who will ever forget winning the Grand Slam in Twickenham on St. Patrick's Day?
Oh, we were there for it. It was cold, but bloody hell, it was good. The team of us is about building the most interconnected team and fan base on the planet.
Vodafone, main sponsors of Irish Rugby and the Offload podcast. Go on the team of us.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Offload. Donncha, we are in one of those a fallow week. Are you glad? Are you glad to have a week off? I miss Six Nations. I wish it just kept on going.
I'm going to go hard with calling it a skip week, because this is the reason rugby's hated. They make up a word like fallow week. You know what I mean? You don't hear of a fallow week in the GAA, do you? You know what I mean? It's a gap week.
They don't. They have a fucking busy old schedule.
They've never started. You were given a hurley at the age of 6 and you don't stop till you're 60.
I bumped into a couple of the Monaghan footballers the other day, and yeah, interested. They've got Kerry coming up soon now. They need to. They said they're about to step things up again. Things are going to get back to normal, but
no, it's not. With Kerry coming around the corner, you were giving it the park the bus, lads.
We had actually Kieran Donaghy on the show this morning. Have you seen around the FAI, the Drogheda against Dundalk match last week, and them throwing the flares onto the pitch and it's burnt?
Oh wow!
So obviously Oriel Park got completely relayed. 5G pitch, top quality. Kieran Donaghy's company did it, and they literally lashed 30, 40, 50 flares, like this mental stuff onto the pitch, and the damage it's done, like singed the whole corner of the pitch and all. It's wild.
Oh, that's a shame, isn't it? Because you know how much those kind of cost, and actually
big time.
The ripple effect they can have in a club that everyone can play then. You know what I mean? That they're brilliant for the underage, they're brilliant for community stuff. Yeah, geez, that's a pity. Sorry, did you ask him, can you cut out the piece? And just...
Well, you can. Yeah, so this is it. I said to him, like, they don't have to relay the whole pitch.
Yeah.
He said, nah, you dope. They just kind of like...
Brilliant. That only took... That took him 6 minutes to realise.
Yeah, I was like, this is going to take me ages. This is going to be a good one. Now, it's not quite a great company strategy. I'd be telling the government, we have to relay the whole thing.
We have to start from again. Actually, I was at the Pres Christians game yesterday, and I know they're not allowed, but they're always... Sorry, I shouldn't probably say it. The flares go off, you know, for the bit of colour around the place. In the schools. And then what was kind of happening was they were setting off the flare and handing it to the security guard. So then the security guard would have to walk down. So they were basically using them as like, no way. Yeah, you're not condoning
they actually
it.
Have it, like, because this is it at the football match. That's the big issue, is that actually one was lobbed and it like landed, I think, in a 12-year-old's jacket, or like, do you know what I mean? It's frightening. Like, actually, if you saw the scenes of it, it's pretty insane stuff. Actually,
do you know what? You wonder,
so
right?
In a schools match, right? Wow.
You wonder, is there a point in actually having, the way event management, can you like hire a flare guy? You know what I mean? I'm the flare guy and I come in and I'll do the flares. You know what I mean? It's health, safety. He's got all the gloves. He's got all the goggles. He stands in a safe place and sets off the flares.
Where's the crack in that, Donncha? Come on now. Where's the crack in that?
You still
Where's
get the colour.
chaos in the atmosphere, One fella standing there waving a little flare.
I thought of a new job opportunity for myself. Here I am in a pair of oven mitts and a gardening goggles.
How did the rugby go?
Oh, Jeannie, Tommy, 52-0. Jeannie, I felt for the poor Christians lads. I'm a Christians boy myself. I must say, very proud of them. They went out and gave it everything. But, geez, Pres were on another level.
Seniors,
that was semi-finals, so they'll go on and play Munchins, who beat Bandon Grammar. So, yeah, that is our Pinergy schools final is Pres versus Munchins. So...
Poor lads. Okay, well, listen, nobody wants to see a loss like that.
No, they don't. Well, the Pres lads want to see a loss like that, definitely. But there was some brilliant Pres players coming through. I'm telling you, I know that it actually chokes me to say it, but watch out. Look through that Pres team.
Listen, of course, as we said, it's a fallow week this week from the Six Nations.
No, skip week.
Skip pass. There's a lot of URC matches coming up. We're going to happily discuss them as well. Obviously, Andy Farrell is in the news at the minute. It looks like the IRF are trying to sign him on beyond the Rugby World Cup, but it looks like he's got a hell of an offer on the table.
Magic time to be negotiating your contract.
I mean, is that not like you just make up a number and make it sound like they put it out there? Do you know when you're bidding on your house? It's this whole. I wonder, do they have like a bidding system like you do you just electronic bids?
That's it.
I know you're bidding against a computer. You're not bidding against anyone.
That's his one. Show me how much he loved me, lads. You know what I mean? Vital important.
If he goes and wins the World Cup, we'll love him an awful lot. Too.
Very true.
Have whatever
but
he
then
wants,
again, I think there's a value on how he has conducted himself, speaking so openly and honestly throughout just society. I really love what he said about the racial comments, what he said about the keyboard warriors.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we get these kind of coaches that just stay in their lane. It's good to have someone that
he's special. He is special.
He's special, and that's why they want him.
We've been blessed, haven't we? You think of the coaches. Like, obviously, you have Andy Farrell, Joe Schmidt before that, again, one of the world's best. Declan Kidney, who lots of people would have questioned, but certainly what he did with Munster over those years.
Oh, yeah.
To
Kidney
take Ireland
special.
to a
Kidney,
Six
honestly,
Nations Grand Slam.
Just one quick one. Kidney didn't make me a good rugby player, man. I'm convinced he made me a good man. I know that sounds a bit corny and shitty, but like there's stuff that he did that I hated him for at the time, but now I'm so thankful.
But isn't that the sign of a good coach? Like, that's what Andy Farrell is, Yeah. He'll tell you stuff, honest truth that you won't like at the time, but it's like a father figure. You kind of think as a dad, sometimes you have to be the arsehole, but you're doing it for their good.
Yeah, so true. True.
And even Eddie, to think that like that was the real starting of the heyday of Irish rugby. To think that like you think of the 90s, the misery for Irish rugby, and Eddie O'Sullivan comes in, the emergence of Brian O'Driscoll, O'Gara, O'Connell, yourself. That started the heyday of Irish rugby. So yeah, we've been lucky. I wonder, like, the big pressure and whoever's coming after that, if Farrell does decide to go. But I just love the fact that this £1.2 million a year contract from Saracens.
Is that what they're saying it is?
From Saracens comes in the week after Ireland beat England. Convenient.
Do you know what? There's an agent there with a flare. You know what I mean? Handing it to the security, handing it to the Muppet media, going, "There you go, take that away and do your best, you clowns."
It wasn't there the day that Italy nearly beat us last week, or France the week before that. But listen,
exactly,
this is the week to bring it out, the big guns.
Amazing! Gee, is that the reported money? What they're saying, Saracens in around there? Wow,
yeah. So listen, that could be complete rubbish, but Andy,
but part of me does get excited to see the money going up. I know this sounds awful. I think we'll always I don't think we will ever be resentful, Tommy, because we just had a different time in it. I think we kind of crossed over. We got the tail end of amateur rugby, so it was still a bit of giddiness. And then we got paid to do it, and we were having a laugh, wasn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas
It's
now
a
I
bit
look
of
at
a sickener, like when you see like that, and you kind of think, "Geez, another 10 years if you had hung on, and you're still playing for Ireland." And that's sort of, Jesus. I mean, maybe coaching is the way to go into.
But then, like, you look at the players, like Dennis Irwin, he wouldn't have earned a fortune compared to what he'd be worth now.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Or even the Roy Keanes. Imagine his value now.
I heard there's a bit of resentment though from those players who probably played in the 90s, whatever else, for the top teams. Like,
Okay.
it would be a bit like, it's fine if you're Roy Keane and you're making a fortune doing your podcasts and everything else, but say like a Dennis Irwin, I don't know what, like, I'm sure he invested his money very sensibly and got very paid well at the time, but to be nowhere near set up like it would be
Yeah, you probably,
nowadays.
yeah, you
if at that
have to
level.
work. Yeah.
Yeah. So, maybe those lads in a couple of years' time won't have to work
What
like
are you
us.
What are you saying? That
slogging away.
We need to start getting resentful.
You doing-
Andy Farrell's about to get how much?
I can't see Andy Farrell in a couple of years have to go to the recycle your plastic bags.
Return it
bottles like
right.
you.
Return it right, Andy, will you? For feck's sake. Put it in the proper bin.
We had you in the show this week, with Derek. Fair play to you down in the school, teach them what to do.
It was good fun. It was good fun. But here, do you think this will come about? Or is this a sprat? Or what are we looking at here? Because we know the game as well. Agents look for flares, kites. Is this exactly what's going on here? Or, like, the only thing about this one is there's a few merits to it. With Brendan Venter going back in for a season, you think the World Cup would be over at that point? They'll be looking for someone else. They're loyal
It's a season and a half probably to the World Cup at this stage, wouldn't it be?
Yeah.
Is it next August time? So, like, this is the time that you're trying to tie down your main men. Yeah. Like, there's no doubt he's in negotiations, or at least they're being held after the Six Nations, but a lot rides on it. Like, if Ireland all of a sudden deliver a triple crown, even a Six Nations, if things were to go their way, you always want when negotiations are coming to be playing your best rugby.
100%.
Fair play to him.
Good luck. I remember Dave Revens, the team masseur once. I was playing really well, but of course, I was kind of in the last 6 months of my contract. And I remember he was there, "You're playing some unbelievable rugby. You'd be with a Cork accent. You think I'm close enough with this, am I?" And he was there, "Ye fuckers, you should all be on 3-month contracts." They're like, "Fuck you, Revs." You know what I mean? Like, you go chat to the bank manager with a 3-month contract.
What was it he said to you the time that he came on the pitch and he gave you that inspiration?
Yeah. I'd probably given away 3 penalties in a row, and I was having a mare. One of the days it's just not going your way, but everyone else is kind of motoring along. And that can happen in a match, isn't it? And
some more than others, giving away 3 penalties. Go on, right?
But it's kind of like, don't pass on your stress, isn't it? You can have a nightmare, but if we're going okay, just, you know what I mean? You're off to your own and leave him.
Yeah.
But I remember Revs came running on normally he might have messages, but he'd water, and he as he ran on, he was there, "Well done, Quinny," Talon Quinlan. "Well done, Mick O'Driscoll. Well done, Quinny. Well done, Mick O'Driscoll. Come on to fuck Donncha." Honestly, it still hurt me, man. I was there like this. Jeez. Like, even the masseur is giving me...
Did he say you're having a shocker? You're having a shocker? Or do you reckon he was listening to them all talking about you on the bench?
I'd say he the thing in his ear, and not being overly harsh on him, but I doubt he'd a very good eye for the game. But then again, it's as plain as... playing his, you know what I mean, day
I
when you're
love
giving
that.
away spotters. Yeah,
I
nice.
love that.
What a boy.
Love that. What a boy. What a boy. Yeah, unreal. Right. Any other stories before we get to any other business?
Well, a few wacky ones if you want.
Give us a wacky one. Give us your best.
I was listening out. Andy Farrell, obviously off, being linked with a new job. And then I was thinking, what other jobs are out there? There's a British museum, the British Museum. This is in London. They are hiring a treasure hunter. So Indiana Jones-like person, you would think, but it's actually not that in all its essence. You're basically crunching the numbers and you're going through data to find out what's gone missing. So basically in 2013, they had 150,000 missing artifacts from the museum. So they've been in there at some point. They just can't put their hand on them. I know they've spotted some of their like Roman jewelry and different kind of Greek and Roman items up on eBay. Being sold off. And they're saying, listen to this as well. They're also saying they're being sold off for a massive, like undervalued on eBay. So basically they are hoping for someone. They've managed between putting their head down to retrieve 654 of them, but they want to get that. There's 1,500 still kind of open. So
that's can you imagine the amount of money that's wasted there? Do you remember with the Lions when we went on the tour in 2013? We got a watch. But we had to pay for it, right? So
no way you had to pay for it.
Yeah, so we had to. They got a deal with Breitling that every player, if they wanted to, they could get a kind of limited edition British and Irish Lions watch, right? And you could have on the back of it engraved with your cap number and the logo and the tour.
Nice.
It was class, really cool.
Yeah.
And a Breitling watch, lovely watch. I think Jamie, I don't know if he got two, but he got one, right? And it went missing. Went missing in one of the team hotels we were staying in.
No.
Yeah. And it came up on eBay. And
No
he had
way.
to alert the police to it. Yeah.
Wow.
How
Brilliant.
mental is that somebody actually steals it and then they go and put it up on eBay with your cap number and the Lions thing and everything
Brilliant.
on it and tries to fob it off as not yours.
Prompting Jamie, this would be perfect for you, Jamie.
Well, Jamie had to like pay people to like kind of like that trophy hunter or whatever again to scour the internet and scour like for months and months to try and find out when it happens. So yeah, that's exactly what that is.
The British Museum are copying Jamie Heaslip and tracking down his watch. I've another kind of cultural one. I know you're a bit of a cultural head. Do you know in Denmark, when you turn 25 and if you're still single, your teammates and your friends tie you to a chair, soak you in water and cover you in cinnamon.
Right.
You know
cinnamon, yeah. Why?
Yeah. They do it, basically it's tradition. So basically back in the day, it was always thought that young men that sell spices and herbs, if they weren't married by the time they were 25, it was highly likely that they weren't going to get married. So then they would publicly kind of nearly shame them.
And they still do this?
They still do it for the crack.
Now, is this you're married or going out with someone?
No, you're not married. That's why they do it to you.
But you need to be married. I would imagine most 25-year-olds are not married nowadays.
Yeah, exactly. They need to move the age back. Like, what's the new 25? Like, I remember Mario O'Callaghan. Nearly. Yeah, I would say so. I remember my mom, like, when she'd give out to me over something, like, I'd be 23 and I'd do something stupid, right? And she'd be like, when I was your age, I had 5 kids. You know what I mean? And you're like,
oh, I know.
Did you really?
Did you see in France? In France, they've had to send out letters to all men and women aged 29 to remind them that they can have kids. This is to stem the falling birth rate. And you know what? There was another study we did on this week as well, is that actually the amount of money that governments are now spending on childcare and schools and helping kids go back to school and into childcare so people go back to work. They said actually it's much more cost effective. There's a new study according to King's College in London that actually if parents stay at home and they work from home. So if you work from home, there's a better chance that you'll have more babies because life's a bit easier.
Well, Wowie, haven't
more
we got
time for a bit of Wowie?
Haven't we gone full circle? Yeah. But then it was saying that's why I didn't know this. Hens and stags. The reason you dress them up is for the kind of shaming of they're not married at this point, so it's like a public parading of the hen or the stag to kind of show that they're. Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Fair play to them over Denmark. Go on, one more. Give us a good one.
Just to tie in with that, Finland, when it comes to birthday, it's a done thing to be able to throw your buddy into a lake or a nearby sea. So, like, your birthday was...
Come on.
Last you have enough of that?
Yeah.
Here's one for you. So, all right. This is mad, right? And oddly, it isn't verified by any mainstream news. So you wouldn't have seen it on Ireland AM. The BBC haven't covered it, and CNN. But it's what I like to do with the offload. Get to the news before everyone else.
No mainstream media, right?
Yeah. A fella in Thailand has reportedly sold his testicles for 2.7 million. To fuel his obsession with marquee cars. He has a car obsession, and someone has paid him 2.7 million for his testicles.
2.7 million baht, is that the
no, it's dollars.
The currency over dollars, right?
Yeah.
Why would you buy someone's balls?
Yeah, I did a bit of work into this.
Can you do a testicle transfusion, like kind of like a heart transfusion? Could I use, if mine weren't working, could I stick them in?
Could I borrow a ball? Like,
yeah. Do you mean? Well, that's obviously the reason that someone's paid so much for them.
Stick in the comment box here. I don't know. Can you? I know what you're saying. Like a kidney.
Mine. Do you mean, is it my sperm? Like when the baby comes out, would it look like him? Would it look like me?
Well, now you've opened a total can of worms, because everyone's going to be on like looking for Brad Pitt's testicles. He's there. You know what? I've been on hard. You know the way they're all they're selling their music. Don't worry about that, Elton John. We'll take your balls. We don't know who's buying them. It says that it's a private party or an unnamed source. But people do have stuff like this though with their body. And like, do you remember I know this is the total side, but do you remember your man with the Cork hurlers last year got the tattoo, All Ireland champions 2005?
Yeah.
And then we had the meltdown in the second half against Tip, and he was on every radio program, TV show.
Didn't he change it to 2015? I think, didn't you win it in 2015?
I hope he did. Yeah, that'd be a nice out for him.
That's by chance. That was lucky.
People do other stuff though. They do. There's been people reportedly tattooing their bodies with branding at different events, like being paid by the brand to have, like, you could imagine an old.
I saw that. They've had that Rugby World Cups. Like Paddy Power, you remember they did got one of the teams to dye all their hair green.
Didn't they also sponsor one of the Fijian players to change his name to Paddy Power?
Yeah, I think they legally changed to Paddy. I mean,
don't you love it? Like, imagine it, an unbelievable clean break, wild. And here we go.
Right, come on. Shall we talk a bit more rugby?
Yeah, absolutely. Before we sell our balls, yeah.
Right, let's not sell our balls. Let's take a little listen to these. Vodafone are the main sponsors of Irish rugby, and we are delighted to have them on board with us here on the Offload.
Absolutely, Tommy. Vodafone have been right at the heart of Irish rugby for years, backing the team through some unbelievable highs.
It's all part of Team of Us, Vodafone's commitment to bringing players and supporters closer together than ever before.
And when you think about it, Tommy, Vodafone have been there for some of the biggest moments we've ever had. Championship success, historical tours, famous wins on the road, and memories that will last a lifetime.
Team of Us is about connection. One team, one fan base, all connected wherever you're watching from.
Vodafone, main sponsors of Irish Rugby and proud partners of the Offload podcast.
We're still laughing at selling Donnacha's balls. Right. Well, listen, one person who is, you're losing a set of balls here is Mike Prendergast, set to leave Munster.
Saw that. Yeah. I was a little bit surprised in terms of the timing of it. You know what I mean? When you're kind of in season and you'd wonder if you'd news like this, is it better to kind of go out early in the international window so that players have the time to adjust? Because we're like, we've URC this weekend and Munster take on Zebra. So obviously, you know what I mean? When just the bumpiness of kind of news like that around the squad. But yeah, it's
a sad
obviously
one. But I want, like, he must have something. Is there talk? Has they confirmed where he's going? Looks like he's going to go and join Bath.
Yeah, that was the
Obviously,
rumours, wasn't
Johan
it?
van Gran over in Bath, obviously big fan and a good relationship between the two of them.
And them losing Lee Blackett, who kind of played that, you know, to be fair, I think everyone that's watched Munster over the last while would admit that attack system that Mike's put in is quite all court, isn't it? The teams that he plays with. And I suppose he's probably looking at, if it is a team like that, Bath, that they could play that type of system. Imagine him with Finn Russell. Imagine him with...
Yeah. And listen, they have a bit of coin. They have an opportunity over there to kind of... Yeah. I mean, listen, good opportunity for him. Remember Gervin Dempsey? He left Leinster to go over and coach with Bath as well. So it's an interesting move. But I think obviously the relationship that he has with Johan van Gran, obviously... they got on well with each other. He sees a real good opportunity out there to go to a team that's really pushing to the very top of obviously the English Premiership and wanting to be the top in Europe. So listen, great opportunity. And I'd say he was a bit pissed off the whole situation with Munster, how Clayton McMillan came in, and I would imagine he came back hoping that he would have eventually got to steer the ship down there.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been pissed off, to be fair to him, but he did go forward for that role. And then when they went with Clayton, I do think then he's in a compromising position, just from my own personal belief. Like, it is very hard when you've gone for that job. They've gone for someone else over you, and then you're meant to kind of align with.
Yeah.
And it can just be difficult. So, yeah, like we both know Prendy. I've played with him, just an incredible fella. You'd wish him all the best, but you hope that it doesn't leave a kind of, just being selfish from a Munster point of view, leave a bit of a gap now in terms of just the messaging, or who fills in that, or who calls the shot on filling it in. Like, Clayton came in with probably very few of his own around him. Maybe it's more of his way, or people that he wants around him that will help him support his vision for the province.
One thing as well with that as well, it just shows how temperamental coaching is, doesn't it? You know, Prendy, he did 10 years over in France. Wasn't it just with Racing, or was it with Oyonnax, Stade Francais as well, Grenoble? He did the 4 clubs. So 10 years over there. He's been back in Munster since 2022, so he's obviously been here for 4 years. But him talking about, my family and I have loved our time being back home when I joined Munster in 2022. And I just feel, you know, it's just so difficult coaching in that, you know, your family, you've had them in France for a couple of years. They think we're going back home to family again. And 4 years, and they're like, right, we're up in sticks and we're heading off again. It's just, you know, people kind of see coaches being hired and fired and players, you know, moving to places. But actually, the toll this must take, and having a very understanding wife and children to be able to kind of follow your dream as a coach.
Absolutely. And look, I know we were chatting about Andy Farrell and the types of money they're being lured around that one, but you'd hope it for those people, because you're right. Like, it's not only affecting Mike, it's affecting his whole family, you know, and everyone makes sacrifices. I remember one with Tony McGann. Tony was a bit of a workaholic, but like his wife, Lindsay, used to come in with food, and they'd have like a meal together, because they knew Dad was working on.
Oh no!
And
really?
Yeah. So that was the opportunity for everyone to catch up. You know, like, fucking hell, it's hard, man, isn't it? And the other one I remember, kind of going back to it now, but Jason Holland. But I remember when he was with us with Munster, kind of working on the kind of coaching ticket a bit more. But I remember we were getting off to play someone. I think it could have been the Scarlets. And I remember seeing him on his laptop on the Friday, and he was already prepping for Edinburgh the following week. So it's unrelenting in the kind of getting ahead and prepping. You're never off, man.
It's you can see whenever I know Johnny Sexton kind of said, and Paul O'Connell, they're obviously in the Irish fold now, but they're up the walls through this period with Six Nations summer tour.
Andy's got it, man. The two lads are having, honestly, they're sipping cappuccinos going, do what Andy says.
Yeah, exactly. This is grand, isn't it? This is Lark's great. Go stand on the side and cheer a bit. Stand there in my cap on, look like I'm really important with an earpiece in.
Point every note again.
But to be fair to them, they kind of knew the commitment that it takes. And there's a difference between a head coach in a Six Nations, because outside that window, it can be a little bit more 9 to 5. You do your prep, you watch your analysis, you watch the players, you catch up and talk to the different teams and coaches, whatever else. But with club rugby, it is relentless, absolutely relentless. So, listen, you wish him well, and hopefully they finish the season strong with him as well. I want to talk to you about what's going on over in England with the English Premiership.
I'm quite late to this now, so please bring me fully up to speed. I've heard rumours something's big going on in the Prem, and then here we go with Mike Tyndall with his kind of like, follow me, I have a great idea, or 360, and let's not have any Irish because they're brutal.
Well, okay. I'm saying this because I'd hoped you knew what was going on.
Brilliant. Don't worry about it.
It's an English franchise model. That's all I know, is that they're giving out a certain amount of, because I think it's only 6 teams in the English Premiership at the moment. Is 10. That right?
10.
No, it's not 10.
10 in it. There is 10, yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, listen, they're giving out a certain amount of franchises to try and bring more teams into it, and then try and bring it up to 20 teams and cap it and get rid of promotion and relegation. So it could see the likes of like London Irish come back, could see the likes of Worcester come back, could see the likes of Wasps come back, even Ealing come up from the Championship. But teams that are in the Championship who've been kind of fighting out, hoping to get promoted again, doesn't look like they're going to make the cut anymore.
Wow. I personally feel
8 teams in the English Premiership. Only 8.
Is there only 8 at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh, that was 10. I personally feel England need to look at France and copy that model a little bit more. They have a range, and they have massive population numbers. They probably have huge playing numbers, and they need to tighten up their league. And France, they only started doing it. Remember when they had the Avengers, players from everywhere. Now it's all homegrown, brilliant talent coming through. They've the odd one or two, but the majority is French-based, isn't it?
I agree to an extent, right? But France has the French Premier League football to compete against, which is in its own right pretty good. But you're talking 3-4 top quality teams.
Yeah.
For the English rugby to compete with Premier League is so difficult. Premier League football, and even
no, you can't.
Championship.
Sorry, don't even try to compete with that.
Yeah, but so it's a different ball game to even try to, and the money. Like I think I read that Sky are potentially going to lose the Premier League rights, and they're potentially going to buy like Championship rights, like or maybe it's TNT are going to drop it completely. Like the money market over there is so tough.
Yeah.
And people and those big channels will pay a fortune just to have Championship rights or even League One rights. Way more than they'd be paying for the English Premiership rugby rights.
Yeah, but sure, the supporter bases are massive.
Huge.
Like, honestly, not just saying it, you being a Leeds fan, the amount of Aston Villa fans around the place, it's kind of, that league is quite global. But I do think English rugby can not hide behind it, but they need to find a better way at the moment. I played in that league when there was relegation, man, and I'm telling you, winning is harder than, staying up is harder than winning. It was... Man, It was such a battle every week, and everyone's coming for you. And I actually think relegation is important. You know what I mean? I know it sounds really harsh, but like everyone's got to be fighting. Everyone's got to be playing for something within the season, and that's why I really like the Prem. I understand the safety of the URC, and that's great if there's people putting massive money in it, but I just think.
Well, this is it, right? So it looks like the Premiership is going to get rid of the promotion and relegation. They're going to try and expand from 10 to 12 teams by 2030, with the possibility to open it up to nearly 20 teams. So like the likes of Ealing Trailfinders, bringing back the likes of Wasps, Worcester, London Irish, who all obviously went bust. But then they're going to have no relegation, and then teams that want to be more ambitious, they're still can apply for it. But it looks like they're going to make it a little bit like the Pro 14 or the URC at the minute, and just have it really competitive, that the teams at the bottom of the league aren't petrified of being relegated, that they actually still play a really good brand. Because listen, you said it to Ben and Dan Coles on the Love of Rugby podcast. You said like they should be pushing to that standard. England should be like France. But there's something not right at the minute, that they're still that little bit off and don't have that conveyor belt of players coming through at that standard.
Yeah, and look,
maybe that could be the thing.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Look, one thing you said there about the playing style, I think the only one it calms down having no relegation is investors. So basically, how can I put money into these clubs when I could lose them? You know what I mean? I think by actually, what's that called, kind of putting a safety net that you will always be in this league, then it allows investment come in, because they're there. This is secure. They're not going to be down the champ in, a few years' time. So I do think that will allow them to do a bit more. I think they need to get I know they go on about the salary cap, and there was all that stuff that went on before with Saracens and things. But I think they should be encouraged to make more of a spend, especially on home talent. You know what I mean? Or like, I know they have the EQP, English Qualified Players, and if the English Union gives you more money the more you bring through. Yeah. But like, what I found in Munster was they got kind of used in Europe. You used your EQP players as much as you could to kind of nearly make money for the club, as opposed to, it wasn't really for the whole development of it. Like, if you look at that French team at the moment, or even always with the French under-20s, loads of them have played already for their clubs.
Big time.
And, look, I think that's something we need to get better as well. Actually, good to see that with Munster. I haven't seen the other times with Tom Wood on the bench. You know what I mean? Which he's been playing well for the under-20s, and there's an opportunity now with Munster.
What an opportunity. It's great. Love
Play
that.
The young fellas, man. Play the young fellas.
URC this weekend, right? So Cardiff or Leinster are away from home against Cardiff tonight on that one. Connacht have got Glasgow first up on Saturday at 3:00. Munster have got Zebra at home at 5:30, and Ulster are away from home against the Ospreys at 7:45. To be fair, like, Cardiff will be missing a lot of players. We know Leinster have got a couple of players returning, but Max Deegan's going to be captain in the side. It's a fairly second to third string team, but you have Harry Burns starting at 10. Robbie Henshaw is starting. Like, Rico Ioane, I forgot he wasn't even there anymore. He's obviously playing too, but yeah, like, I just feel like the URC's made such a break that people have just forgotten that those matches are even on.
Yeah, absolutely. But I have a problem with that, Tommy. I do think the league should roll on. You know what I mean? I hate that we leave all the work for the players to kind of come back afterwards and pick up. So I'm glad there is a match like this. And like, you're excited even for that one. A lot of people talk about Fintan Gunn. I've only seen him near the end of games. Now I'd like to see him kind of boss one. And there's an opportunity at 9. I know they start Harry Byrne at 10, but just wondering from an Irish point of view, do you think Sam could have done with a game there? Or like, would that have been...
very true. Get a bit of confidence back.
You know the way he's been out for 2 weeks. By the time we come around to Wales... I know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Go on.
We're not allowed to talk about them, remember? You're not allowed to chat about the Irish 10s anymore. Especially the blue media, who don't want to say anything well about Jack Crowley playing really well in Twickenham. You were all very
more
quiet.
That they played off 9. They played off 9 and off.
They did. And McCluskey had a stormer as well, so there was just a gap in the middle. You know what I mean? Well done, blue media. Fair play to Murray Kinsella.
James Lowe at 11. He was very good. So the 9, 11 and 12. Excellent.
And Doris, he was brilliant. He was brilliant. Can we just say, honestly, and we understand we don't want to debate or we don't want the keyboard warriors. We're all in on that. But blue media, get off your ass. It's okay to say that Jack Crowley played really well.
He did.
You know what I mean?
He got great reviews. What are you talking about?
He did not, man. He barely got spoke about. Tommy,
because he didn't he played very well, but he wasn't. To be fair, Gibson Park is on another planet.
There you go. You're turning blue in front of me. You're like you know them in Willy Wonka
excellent.
when one eats the blueberry.
Jack played extremely well, but those two guys were world class in that match.
He helped them be world class.
Yeah, exactly. He played really well.
No, but
he didn't play as well as those two guys.
I'm just saying, right? If there was another person, bar Jack Crowley, playing 10, right? In Ireland's record defeat over, hold on, over England in Twickenham and over France 2 years ago, everyone will be chatting about him. And Jack Crowley gets nothing, man. Everyone's there.
Man. Everybody's talking about, listen,
nobody's talking about Crowley. He is the most respected 10.
Would you not like that? Would you not like for a change that the 10 is not to be talked about? I'm sure he's glad to not be talked about. And his parents are glad to not be talked about. But
my point is, what's happened now is no one wants to talk about him playing really well. You know what I mean?
He did play really well. Everybody said he played very well.
No, they didn't, man. They barely touched on it. The only one I've seen is Murray Kinsella. And then all the rest of you have been out with the Stuart McCloskey, Jebson Gibson Park. And they're like...
Luke Fitzgerald settled the debate. Luke Fitzgerald
to be fair to Luke, Luke has always been quite strong on his views on it. And to be fair... I admire him so much for, he has been voicing shortcomings in the individual's game for a long time.
Jack Crowley brings tempo. Listen, I think just because it wasn't a headline, I think every article
it'll never be a headline. They'll never will. Listen to me. They will never talk up Jack Crowley.
Right. Anyway, let's move on. Munster, who have you got?
We've got Zebra.
Right.
Do you know the one I'm interested in, James Lowe being out, that's a bit of unfortunate for the Irish team coming into Wales, isn't it? Because
yeah, it is.
Who goes in, Tommy?
And to be fair to him, I thought he was excellent. When he came back against that for Italy, I thought, pressure was on him. He hadn't been playing brilliantly with Leinster this year, and to come out and have a stormer like that and started well against England. I think Tommy O'Brien, who came off the bench onto the left wing, you would have to imagine will get another opportunity because he was class. Stockdale, I felt really sorry for him in the first game of the campaign that things just didn't go his way, and I don't think it was a huge fault of his, but he has been playing really well with Ulster. So personally, I would love to see him get another run, but you kind of got to think he's had a couple of opportunities now and they haven't kind of gone his way, and Tommy O'Brien came off the bench, was excellent. It's just Tommy O'Brien is generally a right wing and Robert Balakoon is a right wing. So it's a little bit like, I don't know, can you do that with second row as well and can you play really only one side or can you play both sides?
The good fellas can play left and right, yeah.
Okay, there you have it. So same with the wings.
Well, no, it's different. You have to kick. We just have to push with a different shoulder.
Not really. It's actually kind of your stepping. It's more actually if you step off your right foot to go on the outside. Left foot kick as well as a big part of it, but it's which side you prefer to fend on, which side you prefer to step off and having your different foot too. And generally I kind of thought stand on the left wing. Although I preferred playing right wing, left wing, I always felt you got more ball because people are more comfortable passing right to left.
Ooh, that's actually very interesting.
Myself and Trimby used to have serious arguments, with Ulster in those latter years because he liked to be 14 and I liked to be 14. He liked to be in the right wing. I liked to be. So there were days like he'd get to wear 14 but play in the left wing. And then other days that I'd wear 14 and play in the left wing, so soft, such rubbish now when you think about it. Yeah, the poor kit man. Kit man has have to come up and ask me before putting out the jerseys, hey, what did you and Trimby decide this week? Which number are you going to be?
And it looks over and you're in the corner playing paper, scissors, rock.
We're literally sitting there going, and it was really awkward because, we're both equally senior. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And even Les Kiss is a coach. Yeah. I know.
Who left you at it? Like, honestly, that's crying out for a good bagman to just throw you a top and go, get that on you, you turkeys.
Yeah, I know. It's looking back on it, so simple, but yeah, it's a bit of a thing like that as well. Does Andy Farrell keep Balakoon on the right wing and put Tommy O'Brien on the left, where he's a little bit more out of position, or is he young and it's no bother?
Do you see a lot of changes coming for the Wales? Because I wonder, is it a good opportunity to see a little bit of it? Like Bundyaki comes in, and then I was thinking, if you brought like Ringrose and Stuart McCluskey have been brilliant, but it's a long ask throughout the season, and you want them kind of firing, and you want to see what you have. I wonder, would he look at the centre combination? And then I thought it might lead to Postlethwaite coming in there.
Love to see that too. You
Of
know,
course,
another
you would.
opportunity. Well, listen, the Ulster lads have got their opportunities and they've taken it.
Yeah, but he looks like a bit of a player, doesn't he? He's physically capable. He's well able, and I'm just thinking
he's young. Yeah, like he's the next breed. And like it's even the Munster centre as well, who's really good opportunity as well. No, not Tom Farrell. There's a younger fella there.
Dan
as well.
Kelly.
Yes.
Yeah. He's playing this weekend. I think there's few guys playing this weekend in the big games. Yeah,
I think this is it. In the fallow week, you stand out for your province this weekend. All of a sudden, you're right in the frame of it, I think.
I just thought that might be a good combo. Like if you were getting your first cap, imagine running out for the first time with Bundy inside you as well. And Bundy trying to make a point too, you know?
Yeah. No, it would be class. I just would be wary of making too many changes. I do think Andy Farrell talks so much about combinations. And I think changing one centre is fine. Two centres, it makes a bit of a difference. You've obviously... if you bring in a different winger for James Lowe, I know Tommy O'Brien came off the bench and played a huge amount of that game, but it's still a change. You maybe think, does like Nick Timoney come into the back row? Is a Chuku start? Do you give a Dogbo a go in the second row? Like there's loads of opportunities here. Even young Ward to go into the back row is another one that they're earmarking too. So
for me, genuinely, I wouldn't move it around all that much.
Exactly.
I would keep it the same, but I think he's worth a look. I think we don't know his ceiling, and I think he could come in and absolutely light it up. Postlethwaite, I think he's worth a punt.
Yeah. No, listen, I think it'll be really interesting, and I think this weekend will tell a lot. Because a lot of those guys haven't played much rugby recently, so if they go well this weekend, they're right into the mix of it. So yeah, look forward to a couple of great matches.
Just a few things for me. Did you see Andy Farrell addressing the team afterwards? The RFU put it up on their Instagram.
No.
He's speaking about how proud you've made people, and it was really cool. And then it got me thinking, man. How did we get the Netflix thing so wrong with the Six Nations? Could you imagine it now with the Italy resurgence, with everything that's going on in Wales? I was there like, how compelling would it be? Like, I'm not into Formula One, but if there's a bit of drama in the season you're there, that'll be cool on Drive to Survive.
But we said that at the time, they shot themselves in the foot with that. Like, what an opportunity. And for a game like Six Nations, the behind the scenes and the characters, and as we talked about earlier on, the great people involved in rugby. People would love to see those sort of characters.
But this year, even more so than ever, I think, Tommy, like I would love flying the wall inside Italy, inside France, what's going on. Imagine the very start, he's left out 3 of his grades. Like, you'd be queuing up to watch that.
I know. No. Yeah. I must go look at that video. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. The other one is Carlos Spencer is gone from Turnour. Did you see that in a bit of AIL news? Yeah, just family rise. It was a bit too much of a drain. He came over on his own. He thought he might be able to. I always find that, though, it's the toughest thing you can do is when you sign a player from winter to winter. So they basically do a year of winters. And I think maybe Carlos has thought, you know what? I've enough of that. Stay put a while though. Like the bulbs are shooting, Carlos. You're out the end of it here. Stay with us for another bit.
You're nearly through it.
Yeah, come down to Munster there with Prendy going out, Carlos Spencer in. You see us off.
That's not a bad shout. Jeez, Clayton McMillan, maybe that's a side. Maybe that's what's going on. Listen, loads of URC to look forward to this weekend. And then, of course, I can't wait for Six Nations to get going again.
Yeah,
and
brilliant.
then
Come on, Wales.
the big live shows. Make sure if you're coming, we want to see you there.
If you're coming, it's next. When are we on, Tommy? Next Tuesday, is it?
No,
in Limerick.
Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. Sorry, the
Limerick
calendar gets
and
me always.
Dublin.
Next Wednesday and Thursday, and then we've the match on Friday. Can't wait.
What a week ahead. If you're not coming or you haven't got your tickets yet, make sure to check them out. Dublin and Belfast are sold out, but there are still a few tickets available for Cork and to Limerick as well. And listen, if not, will you just maybe give us a little like and subscribe here on the Offload podcast? We'd really appreciate it as well, and get us right up the charts again, because I think we need it. Some really desperate podcasts ahead of us. What's going on?
Yeah, there's some shocking ones ahead of us. I'm telling you, there's no way that one's ahead of us.
Listen, we'll catch up with you next week, man.